welcome to the second episode of the Power Network podcast. Today with us, I have a serial entrepreneur, Miss Violetta Gavrielov, who has, in all the fun that she creates, she's actually a very serious business person who has multiple businesses. And everything stemmed from that one business that she started. And I just want to talk about her journey, like why she decided to leave the 9-to-5 world and open up her own business and just take it from there.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm very honored to be here and to share my story to help inspire mothers, ladies, wives out there. So I have my early childhood and special education degree, and I've worked many years in daycares, in schools as a therapist. And I always had that behind my head, like, I love what I do. I love working with kids, but something is still empty.
Mm-hmm.
I need fulfillment. I need, like, it's a very nice feeling to work, especially with children with special needs, because you know you're helping them. But I'm like, I'm not fulfilled in my life. And also working for someone, making someone else, more wealthier. Obviously, I enjoyed helping and making, everyone else's business grow. However, it was also not a rewarding, career that I had.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning it was rewarding for myself, but not greatly appreciated from others.
Right.
So I'm like, you know what? Why should I burn out my energy? Why should I burn out my precious life for someone else? And then growing up, I always wanted to be a gym teacher.
Oh, wow.
I did.
I had no idea.
Yes, I always wanted
wow.
to be a gym teacher, but science is not my cup of tea. So in order to be a gym teacher, you need to have all these science classes. And I'm like, I can't do it. And then I went in for OT. And OT, again, science, it was very difficult for me. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I love teaching anyways. I was like, I'm going to go for teaching because I'm still in the field of kids.
Mm-hmm.
That was my main purpose. And the universe heard me. It heard me in such a way where it positioned me. It gave me that experience in life before I stepped into where I needed to be. So then, as I was, a sets provider, I saw this woman. She was doing obstacle courses for young kids, and she was going, to daycare. And I was like, wow, I'm so inspired. I love this. I was like, let me give it a try. And before COVID, I went, first of all, I got my personal training license because I loved to work out. It was just in me.
Mm-hmm.
And I got my personal training license. And then after that, I'm like, you know what? Let me go from daycare to daycare. I got some contracts, COVID hit. That's it. They're like, oh, if you want to do this, you have to come and work out with the mask. I'm like, okay, that is not happening. I am not going to breathe in my own air. No, thank you. I was like, you know what? I moved to my new home at that time. I have a high ranch. I have a basement as a first floor. I was like, let me just gather my nieces, my nephew, my kids, and a couple of my neighbors' kids. Let's make an obstacle course. And I was like very nervous as like, how is it going to go? The teacher kicked in me, like making sure that there's structure. I had a whole lesson plan. And then I also started working as a personal trainer. Like, you should have seen me. I had a clipboard with a whole lesson plan of what I'm going to do, like every 5 to 10 minutes. It was funny. That's like the OCD in me. So then once I did the class, I posted it. I got so many hits. Obviously, everything was closed during COVID. And I had limited space. So I was, thank God, I became busy. I dropped my 9-to-5 job. I didn't want to be 9-to-5. And God heard me. And he's like, this is your opportunity. So for some people, COVID was a tragedy. And some was a blessing. And for me, it was a blessing. It was a new chapter in my life. Something opened. And God planted a seed, and I just took it and ran with it. And I'm very blessed. I have been busy since then. Obviously, my classes are now, not as crazy because now I have more structure, my plannings. I look at my videos and I'm like, wow, what a difference.
Yeah.
My planning, my structure, the programs are even different. Before they were more relay races. Now it's like each obstacle, I have like 2 stations, and each station I have like 4 activities, and the kids actually rotate from activity to activity. There's no more wait time, for example, so for me, like every 6 months, every year, it would improve. And with that being said, because I work with kids, I was like, you know what? I actually want to create a science lab class. What's a science lab class? So I started going into the health and fitness journey, right?
Right.
And reading ingredients and even vaccines, and seeing what happens to those kids who get vaccinated, because I also work with special needs kids. I still do one-on-one obstacle courses with them, and I speak with their parents, and they tell me their story. I've watched documentaries about, parents vaccinating their kids. We don't want to go in that direction.
That's a different conversation.
That's a different conversation. However, I did highly incorporate healthier eating habits for all my students.
That's important.
Very important. Also, teaching parents, not a lot of parents know that, there needs to be structure even in how you're eating, and also just awareness of what you're giving to your child. What are you buying in that pantry that they're having access to? Because at the end of the day, who makes these decisions?
The parents.
The parents. We give them the foundation. You understand? So we as parents need to make the right decisions, educate ourselves. I tell every mom and dad before having a child, please educate. Please see what's out there. We have our phones 24/7. Growing up, we didn't have that.
No,
we didn't have this knowledge. We didn't have access to the social media, the Instagram, none of these things. Now there is no excuse. You have information galore everywhere. And it's our job as parents, as adults, to research it. So this is what I was also, the information that I was putting out on my Instagram of better choices, better alternatives. Obviously, you can't be 100%, at least something. Make a difference in somewhere. And you'll see that your child will behave differently, right? Because it stems from when they're young.
Yes.
When I was young, I used to give my kids yogurts. And I'm looking back, I'm like, wow, this little yogurt had 15 or 20, 30 grams of sugar. And then we're sitting and saying, why is my child hyper? And then they get labeled, they have ADHD. Or, okay, now your child has to get medicated. But they don't link 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
Why is he behaving this way? So with that being said, I created a Science Kids lab class. And that was meant for kids to also understand that they are able to create homemade things, healthier version. For example, homemade toothpaste, homemade bath bombs we created. We even made homemade candles.
I remember.
Yes.
I used to watch your Instagram. I used to see that all the time. I was like, what is she doing now?
Yes. And again, I had a whole lesson plan ready, and then also educating the kids, their hands-on experiencing, how they can do this at home. They can find, I think we also made deodorant. Homemade deodorant? I don't remember. I had so many ideas. I think we did. We made a couple of things, which was successful. Then, because of this little idea, a parent came up to me and she's like, hey, I know you like to make homemade, healthy, organic things. I'm going to give you a recipe to make SPF. Make it. I'm like, okay. I look at it. Obviously, I had to tweak the recipe because, certain ingredients don't combine well together, texture and all that, whatever. I figured it out. I became a chemist.
You see, at the end,
researching. Okay,
at the end, you became a chemist.
Exactly. You never know.
Science.
Listen, as a mom,
yes.
As a mom, you wear so many hats. Okay.
Yes.
And chemist was one because we also cook, right?
Yes.
So I obviously researched, and I brought all these ingredients, all organic ingredients I got from Amazon. I didn't even think how much everything was. That wasn't really my intentions. And I also did birthday parties in my basement.
I remember.
So
I remember all those
yes,
things.
a lot of fun things, also having 3 kids in the back end of my own. But it's okay. God blesses me with all this energy. Thank you, God. But I was doing a birthday party that week, and my friend Tamar had come over, and she saw all these ingredients on my counter. She's like, "What is all this?" I was like, "Oh, it was like a friend, a student of mine. The mom asked me if I can make her SPF, an organic SPF." And I told her, "Okay." And she said, "The rest just keep. I know you like to make it." I'm like, "Fine." And she's like, Avayo, hello? She's like, "These ingredients are all expensive." She's like,
I love Tamar.
"Why don't you sell it?" I'm like, "Sell it." I was
She's the entrepreneur.
yes. She
saw the opportunity.
She saw the opportunity, and she's like, hello, sell it. I didn't think that way, I'm like, whatever. So she's the one who gave me that push and gave me the idea. I'm like, "But who would buy it from me? Like, who am I? Like, I'm not a science. I'm not, And she's like, "Trust me." I'm like, "Okay." So I basically made a video exactly how I was making it. And I'm like, "All right, guys, the first 20 clients who reach out, you can get it for $10 each."
I remember that too.
Right?
It was all on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I saw your whole journey on Instagram.
I put it up. I'm like, listen, I also love to share ideas.
Yes. You're always sharing. I love that.
Yes, because you want to spread awareness. You want to spread knowledge. And that was my whole point behind all of this. And because of that, led to something else. So once I created it, people loved it. Not only it was an SPF, but it was such a great moisturizer for the body. And it was selling out fast. I'm like, "Oh, wow. Okay. It's selling out fast." Now I'm like, okay, I have to make a second batch. But the first batch was in a tin can, because that's really what I had. I had all my equipment from before. I'm like, you know what? Now I'm going to do it in a glass bottle, because obviously glass is healthier. It preserves better. There's no chemical reaction when you're pouring something hot in glass compared to a tin, So I'm like, okay, fine. Then I'm looking at all my expenses. Now the expenses, it starts adding up. And then I'm like, okay, now I have to get labels. Now I have to, and I'm like, okay. Now I was like, I'm going to leave it at Gym Tots, but I'm going to change, the name. I mean, the
labels,
the label,
the brand. You created
not the brand. I didn't create the brand yet. Creating the packaging. Okay.
Oh, yes.
I started selling it. Tamar, she actually works with a lot of clientele constantly. She's constantly with clients. So a lot of clients, so she was helping me promote it. So she's constantly promoting it and selling it for me. I was very grateful for that. And then we happened to go to Vegas together. So as we were in Vegas together, she's trying to help me make videos, to advertise it and sell it. And as we're now we're communicating, we're bonding more, opening up to each other more. And she's like, because she's an injector. And she's like, she's like, I really, really wanted to create a lip gloss that will not only moisture the lips after injecting them, but also helping them with bruising, right? Because the lips do tend to bruise
after
injections and stuff like that. And it also tends to dry up. So she's like, I really want to make something. I'm like, well, I think you should. I was like, why not? I was like, if I can do it, you can do it. Go for it. She's like, you think? I'm like, of course. So basically, when we came back, she created it. She was doing it. It failed. Doing it again and failed. She's like, wow, I don't know. It's like, I'm like, girl, don't give up. Just do it. So she created something that was amazing. And still till this day, I have her actual homemade lip glosses in those little containers I would. And it works so amazing that her lip gloss blew up.
Yes.
I started selling it. She started selling my stuff. So we started constantly selling each other's stuff. And then a lot of clients asked me to start making moisturizer for the body.
Yeah.
I created that. And then they asked me to make a Buzz Away. We call it Buzz Away.
I always take it with me. It's the best.
That was actually a very good hit. The Buzz Away and the moisturizer.
Tell them, what is a Buzz Away?
So the Buzz Away is a bug repellent. It's not only a mosquito and bug repellent. It's also for after bites.
Wow.
I didn't even know that.
Oh, wow.
So
I didn't know that either.
I didn't know
found
that.
out just now. That's good to know.
Well, I found out from clientele.
Oh, wow. Feedback.
The feedback. So
Right.
they're like, oh, Violet, do you know? After I sprayed it, it like it calmed the irritation down. The inflammation went down. You know, because some people's bites are extremely like reactive.
Yes.
Like they swell up. Me too. I'm like an O positive type, and they love my blood. So
My niece is like that. She swells up pretty bad.
yeah. So especially the O, they're O positive type prone. People are more prone to mosquito bites. That's one thing I found out. And then another client of mine, she actually sent me a video. She's like, Violet, look, she had like, in the summer you get like in your homes, you get ants and stuff like that, like little insects.
Yeah.
So she's like, I actually sprayed it on the bug.
And they died.
And it died.
It became that too. That's crazy.
Yeah. So I think because it has witch hazel in it. I mean, anyways, I got so many positive feedbacks from what the products from what we created. So then I'm like, Tamar, I was like, think about it. I was like, you're selling my products. I'm selling your products. Why don't we just collaborate? And at that moment, I was actually thinking of rebranding the name because I'm not going to put Gym Tots.
Yeah, it doesn't go.
It doesn't go well. So then I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to do Violet's Organics. And then I'm like, Tamar, before I do this, think about it. Do you want to collaborate? And this wasn't an idea of opening something up. This was just an idea of collaborating and like just growing our brand and selling online.
Right.
That was the whole vision. She thought about it and she's like, okay. And we collaborated. We're like, okay, so what are we going to name it now? What are we going to name it now? So we were thinking. And then I guess she'll tell you the story of how Tove came about, T-O-V. But anyways, it obviously stands for Tove in Hebrew means good.
Good, yes.
Good Organics. And then it also stands for Tamar Organic Violet. So we combined it well and we're like, you know what? Tove it is. Because it sounds unique. Like you don't hear anything like, even if a person doesn't understand Hebrew, it flows with, like, I don't know, it resonated so much with us that we're like, that's it. This is it. And here we are with Tove Organics.
How long ago was this? How long was this? I don't know, 2-3 years now.
Of the brand? Of
just
Tove
the products.
brand?
Like when did you start doing
the products? Yes, I would say it's 3 years already.
Wow.
Not Tove itself, just the products is 3 years. And then Tove, I think, is 2.
2.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been amazing to watch you guys create this from scratch. We're all watching it. And then when you had the grand opening, you actually launched. That was also amazing. It was pretty quick. You guys make decisions very fast. I love that.
I'm telling you, it was not in our hands. It's like I said before, God gives you a little, seed. He plants it in you, and then you just go with it. Yes. We didn't have thoughts of opening up a store because, I'm a mother. She's a mother. She has already 2 jobs. I already have a job, I already have 1 job. So I'm like, who wants to have a store?
Yeah.
We never thought about having a store.
Right.
And obviously you're going to hear Tamar's point of view.
Of course. Everybody has their version.
Everyone has their version. Right. But Tamar had this idea because obviously we follow so many inspirational people.
Yes.
And this lady, she has a online store. And she's like, all of a sudden, because every time like we constantly speak with each other and all of a sudden her eyes open. She's like, oh, I have an idea. I'm like, what is it?
Come on.
Yeah. She's like, oh, why don't we open up a store? And I'm like, and she's like, because if we open up a store, she's like, we don't think about it. She's like, we don't have anything in our area that has
That's
better
true.
Alternative.
Right.
Like not all of our products are organic, right? Not everything is like 100% clean. However, we do have things that are better alternatives. Healthier alternatives. Like you rather have, the Boulder's chips compared to Doritos, right? So it's like you have to weigh out your options. And it's not just having a store. this store is not just to sell products, but this store is also to give people knowledge, awareness, understanding that, what we put into our body makes such a big impact in other things in the long run.
Right.
Also we want to educate young kids.
Yes.
So it's not only that we sell products here, we also do meditation classes once a month for ladies. We also do meditation classes for kids. Obviously she does her aesthetics here. And we also have acupuncture here. We also do organic facials, so it's not just a store. It's really
a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle change. It's a broader thing that we're bringing. We're trying to awaken the people in our community because guess what? They are our future. You understand? So obviously I want Tamar to explain in further details in her perspective.
Right.
But this was our journey and of how we started with just one product, just with how God, spoke to me through a parent, and the parent brought me this idea, and we took this idea, and I guess this was our tikkun. This was our mission in life. And obviously we all have missions and we're still completing our missions.
Right.
But this mission it's further more than what it may look like.
Of course. I just have one question. Yes. Before all of this, how did you meet Tamar? How did you guys meet?
So I'm cousins actually with her husband. So I always knew of her.
Okay.
I never really interacted because, again, she's a busy mom. I'm a busy mom. And we're actually, I think I'm 5 years older than her.
You are?
I'm much older than her. She's 33 and I'm 38. So I am older. I'm already going to be 39. However, I am older than her, but we don't.
You don't feel the age difference.
We don't feel the age difference. She is very mature for her age.
Yeah.
And I feel like we needed to click at the right age and the right time in our lives.
Right place, right time.
The right place, the right time.
Right.
Because I believe that our souls were not ready yet.
Yes.
That when we just like I think we got much closer after we went to Vegas.
Oh wow.
Once we went to Vegas, that's when we started clicking and like talking about spirituality and talking about numerology and talking about health and all that. And I'm like, wow. I was like, it's really nice to speak with someone who actually understands your language.
Yes.
Who's like-minded because, it's like as you get older, it's your friends start to deplete. Things start to change.
Yes.
Your life starts to change because you start viewing things differently.
Yeah.
When things start like awakening for you, everything starts to change around you. Just how I made that video yesterday regarding when a person has a spiritual growth.
Yes.
When they're growing spiritually, things around you start to change.
Yeah.
And it changes not to put you down or to say, oh my God, like I have no friends or I have not. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
It happens for the best of you, not for the worst of you, but for the best version of yourself.
Right.
So things like she came into my life when I was having this journey and I'm like, wow, God, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing us together.
Yes.
Because obviously I made a difference in her life because she was going through something and she made a difference in my life. You understand? So we connected, we understood each other. And from there, we started growing spiritually together. It's like having a partner to grow together is such a blessing. And obviously, we all in life have haters. But these haters
they make us grow even more.
But these haters are here purposely in this life to teach us lessons. So we have to say thank you, God, that we have these type of people in our lives. It's funny. It really is.
You're so cute. I love it.
But it's true. It's so true. Like we have to really look at it as a blessing for us.
Of course. Because without them, we wouldn't grow.
Yeah. You wouldn't grow your lessons.
Next level.
You wouldn't. Exactly.
Yes.
When we were young, we used to play Sonic.
Yes. Yes.
And you used to go through
the
the
next
levels.
Yeah,
Exactly. And this, we are living, this earth, okay, is the hardest level.
yeah.
Earth is the hardest level. I love spirituality. So when you speak with me, everything's gonna, connect
Spiritual.
to
Right.
spirituality. So, this life is definitely a very difficult level, but our souls chose to come here and to conquer it because
Make a difference.
because we're going to make a difference. Because
Right.
once we finish our life here,
Mission.
our soul elevates. It becomes stronger and more wiser.
Mhm.
So we are all placed here for a reason. Okay. And I'm blessed and grateful for mine
Wonderful.
and for my lessons.
Thank you for this amazing interview.
You're
I
very
cannot
welcome.
wait to do part 2 with Tamar.
Part 2 is coming up, guys. So
Part 2.
be patient.
Yes.
Tamar has lots to say.
Yeah, we want to hear her side of the story, her
Absolutely.
journey. And I love this place. It is, once you walk in here, you already feel
The energy.
very calm,
Yes.
very clean, very connected. You're like on a higher spiritual level. And I think that was the whole purpose of this brand, because it's a very clean brand.
Yes.
I did use your products. Thank you for giving me a whole bunch of them when I did the pictures. I love your products.
Thank
They
you.
do. The name actually does resonate with everything in the products, because I do love the detangler. That's what we use the most.
Yes.
It's
Tamar
excellent.
actually perfected that. Oh my God. You should see when we started making that detangler. It was the funniest thing.
It's amazing. And
she'll tell you that story.
Yeah, we're gonna leave that for Tamar. And I love the cream. My daughter had eczema. I did use it. It did work.
Yes.
It's amazing. It's very rich, but that's what eczema needs. And it did help her with her skin rash and stuff. And all the other, I love the Buzz Away. It's always in my purse. Because when we go out in the summer in like random locations, it's a perfect size. It fits in the purse, and I always like spray myself and the kids, and we're all good. So
Awesome
great
to
job,
hear.
guys.
Thank you so much.
Can't wait for part 2.
Yes, stay tuned, guys.
Stay tuned.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.